students. Today we will learn on cleft lip and cleft palate. Okay. So cleft lip and cleft palate is a congenital malformation that is present or found at birth. So cleft lip and cleft palate are congenital malformation of the face during intrauterine development. So it is congenital malformation in which there is an abnormal opening in the upper lip, here. Due to the failure of the maxillary process to fuse. Inside we know that there is a maxillary process, So that fails to fuse together when during the intrauterine period, and that's why it remains open during the embryonic life. Okay. Now let's see what is cleft palate. The meaning cleft means gap or opening, or split. So it is one of the congenital malformation of the face resulting from failure of lateral palatine process to meet together. Okay, we know that in the upper roof of the mouth there is hard palate and behind that is soft palate. So this palate bone or palate is divided. Okay, it is open. It is not fused together during the intrauterine life. So that is what the cleft lip and cleft palate. Okay, I'll show you the picture, then you will understand much better. Okay, so can you see in the picture? Okay, the baby is here. Baby is having cleft lip as well as cleft palate both. So this is visible at birth. As soon as the baby is born, if having cleft lip or palate, you can see, okay, like this, and the deformity is visible. The tongue also you can see. So the whole thing remains open. The lip is open. Sometimes it can be only one side. Okay, if it is one side, it is called unilateral. Okay, sometimes there is both the side cleft lip, right and left. So it is both the side that we call it bilateral. So it can be unilateral and bilateral. Okay. Now the palate also the same thing. Okay. See in this diagram, the palate inside part, it is open. Can you see? So here that is cleft lip unilateral. One side cleft lip and cleft palate also. So it can be either single and only single defect only on the lip or along with the palate also. Okay, lip and palate together also can be there. It can be either one side, so unilateral, both the sides and bilateral. Okay, now let's see the causes. Okay, why these congenital anomalies occur? So in congenital anomalies, most of all for all the disease condition, the causes remain the same. The first one is genetic. Okay, in genetic there is chromosomal abnormality. Mostly in all the deformity there is this factor. Okay, chromosome. Something goes wrong with the chromosome. Then hereditary. Hereditary means if someone in the family is having this defect, there are chances that again if the second child can be born with this. One child is having, the second child can be born with this. Or in the family. In the family someone who had. So the particular person also can get. Then when mother is getting exposed to radiation during pregnancy or rubella virus infection, that time also this can occur. Then maternal infection during 5th and 12th week of the gestation period. So that time this can arise. Also when the mother has taken the drug, phenytoin sodium during the pregnancy. So that time also this can occur. So this is anticonvulsant drug. In video mother is getting eclampsia, preeclampsia and so on. Then also when the mother is having exposed to X-ray or radiation, or mother is smoking, taking drugs, taking alcohol, okay, or having anemia during pregnancy, that time this anomaly can occur. So these all were the causes. Okay, now let's see the classification of the types. Okay, as earlier I explained, the type is based on the depending on the defect. The first type, it is the unilateral, okay, cleft lip or cleft palate. If it is found one side of the lip only, then it is called unilateral cleft lip. If it is found both the sides, then it is called bilateral cleft lip. Now, again the second type is along with the palate. So cleft lip along with the cleft palate. Again, unilateral cleft lip and unilateral cleft palate, or bilateral cleft lip and bilateral cleft palate. So these are the classification. Classification is based on the presence of the anomalies of the cleft lip or palate. Okay. Now we come to the clinical manifestation. The clinical manifestation signs and symptoms. So as soon as the baby is born, okay, this is visible outside. So we can see that baby is having cleft lip, cleft palate. This is the very first sign. Second, when the baby tries to suck the milk, what will happen? Baby is unable to suck the milk because lip is open, palate is open. So when the baby tries to suck, the air escapes from this opening. So the negative pressure is not created and thus the milk cannot be sucked. Okay. Also there are chances for the aspiration. When the baby drinks milk, there are chances for the aspiration because of this opening. Then baby also has the difficulty in swallowing the milk. Okay. Then that is abdominal distension due to the swallowing of the air. No, along with that is opening, so a lot of air is swallowed. Then the baby has recurrent infection, especially otitis media. Okay, why this otitis media? Because palate is open and the eustachian tube directly opens from the ear to this oral cavity. So what will happen? The baby takes milk, some of that directly can get into this, or the microorganism also can easily travel. Okay, so very often these children have the ear infections, mainly in the form of the otitis media. And so later on what will happen? The baby will have the hearing problem. Okay. Then speech problem. When the baby grows up, okay, if early surgery is not done, then what will happen? The baby will have some problem in pronouncing some of the vowels, some of the words, vowels especially. So baby is having nasal tone. Okay. So these children we have to refer to the ENT and speech therapist. Okay, all these things. Now, the feeding, then speech, then hearing, okay, then dental problem. When these children will grow, okay, when the permanent teeth will start erupting, so what will happen? It will not come in alignment. Alignment means straight, okay, because of the palate deformity. Maxillary process is involved. Okay. So these children we have to refer to dentist also. Then also there is psychological problem. Okay. These children, as they grow up, okay, if surgery is not done properly, fetal deformity remains, then they will feel so much, they will keep themselves isolated. They feel that I am something different. Okay, I have this deformity. Then parental problem also. Parent, what they will have? They will be in shock seeing such condition of the child, that my child is in such condition. So it is the responsibility of the nurse to advise the parents, to counsel them, show them the earlier born children with such disease condition, how they were treated, and after surgery how they got recovered. Okay? So these were the signs and symptoms present. Okay. Now we come to the diagnosis. So diagnosis with the physical examination, it is present outside, correct, at birth. Then also you can go for the X-ray. Also we can go for MRI, and then happen? We'll advise the mother not to breastfeed milk because there are chances for aspiration first thing, and also child not able to suck because palate is open, lip is open, air escapes. Okay? So what you advise to mother first, that you express breast milk in Marty, and then with the spoon you feed the baby. For such type of children, special feeding bottles with a long teat, the teat is toti with a big hole and long teat. Okay, special bottles are available, but now we don't advise this bottle feeding. So what we say, with a spoon and bottle. So that is the best option, but the nutrition should be maintained of the child. Then also when we feed the baby, keep the baby's head slide up, propped position, 30-degree angle, so that child is child will not aspirate whatever the feed child takes. Okay. Then we come to the management. Okay, the management is surgical management. That is like medical management. Okay. So in surgery for the hand lip or the cleft lip, the surgery that is repair of the cleft lip. Okay. So this repair is done at the age of 3 years of age. 3 months. Okay. At 3 months of age, the surgery that is performed, it is called chilioplasty. Some also they say chilioplasty, okay, or chilioplasty. So that is what is chilioplasty. That is the repair of the lip. It is done at the age of 3 months. Now, at 3 months, they observe this Millard's rule. What it is saying? That baby should have 10 gram HB first. Second, 10 week of age. And then third thing is 10 pounds of weight. Okay. So these 3 criteria should be met. Then only the baby is taken for surgery. Why these 3 things they observe? So that the post-operative outcome remains good. Okay. The baby can withstand the anesthesia and so on. That's why we observe this thing. Now for the palate, what we do? The surgery that is being done on palate is called palatoplasty. So palatoplasty is the surgical repair of the cleft palate, and it is done at the age of 1 to 2 years of age. Okay. Now this palatoplasty again and again, okay, in reconstructive surgery they have to do or they have to revise this. Why? Because when the child grows, okay, the anatomical structure also changes. Okay, so the processes they put, okay, they need to change, and therefore in series when the child grows again, they need to perform one more operation. Okay, so chilioplasty or palatoplasty is the operation that is being done for this disease condition. Okay. Now we come to the nursing management. In nursing management, like any other condition, so far whatever we have learned, we have to manage the baby pre-operatively and post-operatively. More or less, the management remains same. So here, first thing we have to assess the ability of the baby to suck and swallow. Okay, whether the baby is able to suck or not. Second, observe the breathing pattern of the child. Okay, whether the child gets aspirated or can manage feeding. Okay. Then assess the fluid and calorie intake, whether the baby is able to take breast milk. Okay. Then monitoring the weight, daily monitoring weight. Then adequate nutrition, the breast milk, expressed breast milk. Then we have to teach the mother how to not breastfeed but express breast milk. Feed the baby with the Marty and spoon. And teach the baby that hold the baby's head little high while feeding. Okay. Then teach the mother to give small and frequent feed. Okay. Then birth the child after every feed. You know what is birthing, no? Just baby to keep in upright position and then on the back of the baby just to tap. Okay. Then keep the baby in sideline position, okay, to prevent the aspiration. Okay. Then we come to the post-operative management. So post-operative management also monitor vital signs, okay, monitor if there is any bleeding from the operated site. Then clear the oral secretion if any. Okay. Then place the adhesive band aid on the suture line. Okay. So that what will happen? The baby does not scratch it out, or to prevent the tension of the repaired limb. Then give supine position in cleft lip repair and prone position in cleft palate repair. Okay, these are the particular position we have to give. Supine in cleft lip repair and in prone. Okay, prone is on the stomach. So what will happen? Whatever secretion is in, that can come out at once. Then cleaning of the suture line. Okay. Then aseptic technique. Then formally straining of the child. Then suction. Okay, if there is a lot of secretion, then suction. Then when the child grows up, we have to advise the parents to send the child for the speech therapy, then follow up with the ENT, dentist, all this. So that whatever the problems might occur, that can be prevented or treated. Then provide antibiotics, okay, analgesics. So these were the nursing care we have to provide after the surgery. Okay, now we come to the nursing diagnosis of this condition. So in nursing diagnosis, that is recurrent infection. Why? Because of the incision in the lip or the cleft lip and palate. Then feeding problem related to the ineffective sucking pattern. Okay. That is for aspiration. Why? Because of the cleft lip and palate. Then parental anxiety is there. Then disturbed child-parent relationship. Then impaired speech related to the disease condition. So all these are the nursing diagnosis. Okay. Now, one more important thing we have to remember in this disease condition is cleft lip is also known as hair lip. Okay, hair lip, not this hair. Okay, H-I-R hair, no, H-A-R. H-A-R hair means sasu, rabbit. Okay, so why it is called hair lip? Because baby with the cleft lip exactly will look like the mouth of that rabbit. Okay, if you have seen the rabbit, its mouth. So more or less in that condition, the baby's mouth exactly looks like the rabbit mouth. More or less. So the other name, the second name for this disease condition also is what? Hair lip. Okay, so this is very important condition. Sometimes asked in the exam. Also in Viva, you can explain what is cleft lip, cleft palate, what are its causes, signs, symptoms, and especially the surgery, chilioplasty and palatoplasty we have to remember. So that's it with this. This is